Hi everyone, my name's Sam, welcome to class. I'm going to be taking you through the next 60 minutes of class. We're going to start in a child's pose, so come to the back of your mat, kneeling on the floor. Knees come the width of the mat, toes touch, don't cross. Take an inhale, lengthen the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, start to slowly walk your hands along the mat, bringing your forehead onto the floor. Tip of the nose can graze the mat, back of the neck is long, have a bend into your elbows and let your shoulders soften. Tummy just rests beneath your thighs. Take your focus to your breath here now. Close your mouth and start to breathe through your nose. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine, and as you exhale, sink the hips further down towards the heels. Start to deepen the breath here, working up towards a 6 count inhale and a 6 count exhale. Might not meet it, might exceed it. Just work with inhales and exhales matched in length to balance out your energy throughout class. Holding off from water for the first 15 minutes of class. This is to allow the fire inside us to warm us up from the inside out, and we don't want to put it out. After that, taking on sips, not big gulps, to avoid twisting and turning towards the end of class with a belly full of water. Work with your body today, honouring any injuries or limitations you may have. Don't be in competition with yourself or anyone else in the room. If your breath becomes laboured or strained at any point and you need to take a break, come down to this posture, or turn around on your mat, pretend you're lying on a beach, come back to your steady rhythmic breath and join back in whenever you feel ready. Starting to activate the posture slightly now, so we're going to spider up the fingertips, pretend there's a cupcake beneath your palm, we don't want to squish the ice in. Really stretch out through the arms. Slowly move your arms over to the right, feeling a stretch down the left-hand side of the body. Just inhale and exhale here for a minute, just awakening the side of the body. Come back through to centre now. Keep spidering up the fingertips and then move the fingertips over to the left-hand side, awakening the right-hand side of the body now. Making sure that you keep the right hip down onto the floor. Just opening up at the start of class. Next inhale brings you back round to centre. Press the hands firmly into the mat now. Push the hips further back down, feeling a stretch down the entire back body. Take a couple more breaths here. Just inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Next inhale brings you up onto an all fours position. Place wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Fingers spread wide, middle finger points forward. Actively press all 5 fingers into the mat. Top of the foot is flat down on the mat, back of the neck is long. Take an inhale, drop the belly to the mat, lift the chest, neck and tailbone to the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw chin to chest, look towards your tummy button and round your spine like an angry cat. Continue to work with your breath here now. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, tail to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, looking like the angry cat. Working the spine here for its full range of motion. Inhaling and exhaling. Pressing the hands firmly into the mat, spine rounding towards to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. One more round with your breath. Coming back to a neutral spine, flat back. Walk your hands at pace in front of you now, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Middle finger points forward. Actively press your hands and all 5 fingers into the mat. Curl your toes under, lift your knees an inch off the mat. Draw your tummy back towards your thighs. Take an inhale and start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Arms coming alongside your ears, chest presses back towards your thighs. Come up high onto the tiptoes now, bend your knees and pull your chest towards your thighs. Really lengthen out through the hips, pressing actively into the mat. Now start to lower your heels towards the mat, feeling the stretch down the back of the legs. If the heels don't touch the floor, that's fine. Or if you begin to round through the spine and keep a slight bend into the knees. Relax your neck, let your head hang. This is your downward dog. It's a strong active pose. Strong arms, strong legs. Lift your hips up to the ceiling, press your hips down further. Just take a steady, even breath here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Change. Look towards your hands and walk your hands up to meet towards your feet. Stepping your feet a hip width distance apart. Weight is rolled slightly into the balls of the feet. Hips are stacked over your heels. Grab opposite elbows around your head and just hang here for a second. Shake the head a couple of times, yes and no, bringing fresh oxygenated blood into the head. Lower body and head stay still now and start to sway the body just gently left, right, starting to awaken the side of the body at the start of class. Come back to centre, release the hands into the mat, press the back of the hands into the mat if that feels nice after downward dog. Press into the feet now, draw chin to chest and slowly round up one vertebrae at a time into a standing position. Chin comes up last, focus forward in the front mirror. Feet step together, arms are down by your side. All four corners of your feet pressing into the mat, draw up the arches. Contract your thighs, lightly squeeze your buttocks, draw navel to spine, lift your shoulders to your ears, roll them back and down, palms face forward. Focus forward into front mirror, this is our strong mountain pose. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Nice tight grip. Squeeze your elbows in towards your ears. Take an inhale, lift up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, body to the right, hips to the left. Right arm pulls left arm over and down. Square your body to the front mirror. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, come down deeper. Imagine you're coming over a big bouncy ball, stretching all down the left side of the body. Anchoring the left foot into the mat. Can we come down deeper for 3, go deeper, 2, go to your maximum, 1, change, come back to centre. Reseal the heels of the palms, squeeze the arms into the ears. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling, exhale, go. Body to the left, hips to the right. Really push the hips out to the right. We're coming up and over a big beach ball, stretching all the way down the right side of the body. Left arm pulls right arm over and down, squaring the body to the front of the room. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, can we come down that little bit deeper for 3, go to your maximum, 2, go deeper, 1, change, come back to centre. Keep a grip of the palms, drop the gaze and look towards the heels of the palms. Any back issues? Stay here today, just lift and lengthen out of the chest. Ready to go deeper? And take an inhale and start to trace a line with the fingertips along the back, ceiling towards the back wall. Pressing the hips and thighs forward, weight rolling into the heels of the feet. Lift up higher, go back more, way back more, and change. Come back up to centre. Arms stay along by your ears. Place a soft bend into the knee now. Inhale, lift up and out of the chest. Exhale, start to hinge forward, tracing a line across the mirror with a flat back, bringing your hands to the floor, either side of your feet. Walk out the knees here, left, right. Releasing any cricks, any crux. Releasing tension from the lower spine. You can bounce down a couple of times if you need to, just air popping out of joints, nothing sharp or electrical. Come up halfway now, reach back and grab onto opposite elbows behind your knees. Ready to go a bit deeper? Then make cups with your palms, reach back and stand on the cups with your heels. All 5 fingers included in the grip, elbows pressing back behind your calves. Take an inhale and start to, wherever you are, and start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, rolling the weight into the balls of the feet, bringing the forehead down towards the knees, tummy pressing against your thighs. Biceps should be bulging here. Pull on your heels, lift your hips higher, try to straighten out your legs, and change. Release the hands, just take a minute here. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, press into the feet and slowly hinge up with a flat back, tracing a line up the mirror with the fingertips. Coming up to standing position, arms down by your side. Just take a breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. Step your feet apart a hip width distance apart. That's a 2 fist width gap if you want to bend down the chair. Feet are parallel to the outside edges of the mat. Heels are invisible behind your toes. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Palms face down, all 5 fingers touch. Inhale, take it as you exhale, sit down in that imaginary chair behind you. Thighs coming parallel to the floor. Really lift the chest up, collarbones are facing forward. Sit down lower, lift the chest higher. Can you go down 1 more inch, weight is into the heels, and change. Press into the feet and come up to standing, arms stay straight and strong. Come up high onto the tips of your toes now, weight spread evenly across all 10 toes. Focus forward at 1 point in the mirror. Inhale and as you exhale, start to sit down in that imaginary chair behind you. Shoulders over hips, over heels. Really press the front of your feet forward. Lift the chest up higher. Thighs coming parallel to the floor. Can we go down 1 more inch now? Really nice, and change. Come back up. Arms stay straight and strong. Feet release down to the floor. Heels come out now, slightly toes go in, so we're pigeon-toed. Squeeze your knees together. You've got a 50-pound note there. We don't want to drop that. Come up onto the balls of your feet, arms are straight and strong, lift your heels about an inch off of the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to slide down that imaginary wall, coming down with a perfectly flat back now. Coming down so we're not sitting onto our calves and our heels, lifting the chest up higher. When you come down to your maximum, slope your knees down, lift your chest up. Take an inhale and an exhale and change. Press into the feet, come up slower than you want to. Feet step together, arms come down by your side. Take a deep breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. Sink the hips down low now, fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the centre of your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist out to the right. Left elbow hooks onto the outside of the right knee. Press elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Keep hips in one straight line. Hips are level. Draw your left shoulder under, right shoulder back. Look over your right shoulder. Two knees are in one straight line. We twist around that one bit deeper and change. Come back around to centre. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten out the legs, lift the hips, walk out the legs, bring some movement back into the body. Second side. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the centre of your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist out to the left. Right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Press knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Twist round to the left. Left shoulder rolling back now, right shoulder rolling under. Two hips are level in one straight line. Gaze is going over the left shoulder. Draw your right knee back slightly and change. Come back around centre. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the hips, walk out the legs. Just let it all go. And change. Slowly ragdoll yourself back up to a standing position. Chin comes up last. Take an inhale and an exhale. Last pose before water break. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Identify your right hand and swing your right arm underneath your left, crossing at the elbows, crossing at the wrists. Or alternatively, take opposite hands to opposite shoulders and lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Sit down low into that imaginary chair, lift the chest up, weight is into the heels of the feet. Draw your right leg out, up and over your left leg, crossing at the thigh and wrapping the foot behind the calf if that's accessible to you. Lift the chest up here, feeling a slight back bend. Sit down deeper. The lower you go, the easier it is. Lift the chest up, aiming to have wrists, elbows, knees and ankles all in one straight line. And change. Arms overhead, palms touch. Straighten on the other side. Identify your left hand, swing your left arm underneath your right. Crossing at the elbows, crossing at the wrists. Lifting your elbows away from your chest. Really press the forearms forward. Sit down low in that imaginary chair again. Lift your left leg now high up and over the right, crossing at the thighs, wrapping the foot behind the shin if that's available for you. Twisting arms and legs together like rope. Really squeezing everything together. If you were to release, you'd have wide marks on your skin. Can we sit down lower, lift the chest up higher, and change, spring out, arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands down by the side. Take a breath here, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Great job, water break. I'm going to use this up. Come to the middle of your mat for mountain pose when you're ready. Take your focus to your left leg now. Contract your thigh, pull up the kneecap. Make sure that the foot is anchored down into the mat. Hands come onto the hips. Lift your right leg up. Right thigh is parallel to the floor. Heel is under knee, toe is flexed. Toes are flexed. Sole of the foot is visible in the front mirror. Fingertips are level, hips are level, fingertips are in one straight line. First class, or standing leg is wobbling and bending, then stay here. Ready to go deeper? Take an inhale and begin to round down, interlacing all 10 fingers under the ball of the foot. Thumbs are included in the grip. Rounding through the back. Left leg is still straight and strong. Gaze is forward in the front mirror. Thumbs across, ready to go deeper, then take an inhale and start to lift the foot in line with the level of the hip. Start to kick the foot towards the mirror, aiming to look out both of your legs. Both legs are straight and strong here. Begin to bend the elbows past the calf, shift the gaze, draw chin to chest and slowly place your forehead onto your knee. Aiming to have two straight, strong legs. Making sure both hips are level. And change. Come back out slowly the way you went in. Feet together, arms down by your side. Ready to go on the other side. Right leg is straight and strong. Contract the thigh, pull up the kneecap. Hands come onto your hips. Lift your left leg up, thighs parallel to the floor, heel is under the knee, toes are flexed in towards your face. Fingertips are level, hips are in one straight line. First class, stay here. Ready to go deeper? Take an inhale, lift up. Exhale, start to round down over that leg, interlacing the fingers under the ball of the foot, crossing up the thumbs, rounding through the spine, gazes forward, really kicking that foot in towards the hand. Ready to go deeper, lift the heel in line with the hip and begin to kick the foot forward towards the front of the room. Draw that baby toe side of the foot in towards your face. Really flex the foot. Both legs straight and strong, begin to draw the elbows past the calf, shift the gaze, place your forehead onto your knee, and close out the pose. And change, come back out, slowly the way you went in. Both feet step side by side. Take a breath here in mountain pose. Draw your arm out, right elbows into your waist, palm faces out. Draw it back and kick your right foot into your hand. Take the inside grip, or you can take the outside grip if that's better for you. Draw two knees in one straight line. Inhale the left arm up high in the air, palm faces forward, all 5 fingers touch. Left side of the body is straight and strong. Take an inhale, reach up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, begin to kick the right foot into the right hand. Right knee is starting to disappear behind the hip. The power of the kick comes from your buttocks. Keep kicking, don't stop kicking. Chest is lifted, tailbone is long. The power of your kick starts to lower the body down. One day, toes coming up and over the head. Left arm stays lifted high up in the air, coming no lower than the line of the jaw. Reaching towards the front of the room. Keep kicking, don't stop kicking. The power of the kick stretches the chest, heart and lungs. Body coming down, leg going up. If you come out, there's time to come back in. Keep kicking, don't stop kicking. Draw your right hip down. Draw your right shoulder back. Kick up, kick higher, and change. Come back out. Feet step side by side. Take a breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Left elbow comes into your waist now, palm faces out like you're asking for money. Draw the arm back now and kick the foot back into the hand. Take the grip that you took before, or 2 sides are different, so take the outside grip if that works better for you. Inhale your right arm up and in the air, palm faces forward, all 5 fingers touch. Knees are in one straight line. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, start to kick that foot back into the hand. Knees drawing back behind the hip. The power of the kick coming from the buttocks. Foot one day coming up and over the head. If the foot comes up and over the head, then start to level the toes off. Draw the left hip down. Right side of the body is straight and strong. Right arm coming no lower than the line of the jaw. Chest is lifted, tailbone is long. Keep kicking, don't stop kicking. Power of the kick stretches the chest, heart and lungs. Keep kicking, kick up higher, reaching towards the front of the room, kicking towards the back. Can you go up, more up, way up, and change. Come back down. Take a breath here. And take a step to the back of the mat. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Nice tight grip. Squeeze the elbows in towards your ears. Take a big step forward on the right foot. Hover the left toes. Both legs are straight and strong. Inhale, reach the ceiling. Exhale, go. Body down, leg up. Body coming parallel to the mat now. Reaching the arm forward, kicking the leg back. You're aiming to look like a capital T from the side. Drop the left hip down slightly. Reach forward, kick back, and change. Come back up. Keep the palms together. Reseal the heels of the palms. Nice tight grip. Take a big step forward on the left foot now. Hover the right toes. Both legs straight and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, go. Body down, leg up. It's a human tug of war here now. Arms are stretching forward. Leg is kicking back. Drop the right hip down now, level with the left. Reach forward, kick back, looking like that capital T from the side. And change. Come back up. Arms come down by your side. Take a breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to go for a second set. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers and cross your thumbs. Squeeze the palms together. Take a big step forward on the right foot. Hover the left toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, go. Pivot the body. Body down, leg up. Leg is stretching back, arms are pulling forward. Looking like that capital T. Dropping the left hip down. Reaching forward, kicking back, and change. Come back up. Take a breath. Keep the arms high. Take a big step forward on the left foot now. Hover the right toes. Both legs are straight and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, go. Body down, leg up. It's a 10-second pose here, cardiovascular pose. Heart should be racing, reaching forward, stretching back. Human tug of war. Keep reaching, keep stretching back, and change. Come back up. Arms down by your side. Take a deep breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take a turn out to the left now. Should be at the top of your mat. Ready for warrior sequence. Take an inhale, arms come up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, take a big step out to the right. Arms come out, shoulder height, palms face down, all 5 fingers touch. Point down and check that your feet are really underneath really above your ankles now. Then flip the palms up, arms are straight and strong. Heels out, slightly toes in. Unless you've got sciatica, then leave them tracking forward. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, start to swan dive forward with a flat back. Coming down over strong, straight legs. Bring your 4 hands to the floor, elbows coming back through your thighs. Really pull the mat up away from you, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Weight is rolling into the balls of your feet. Trust yourself, you won't fall. Really draw the forearms together, forehead coming down towards the floor, gaze in between the legs, and change. Hands come onto your hips, come out slowly with a flat back, hinging up, all the way to a standing position. Arms come back behind you now, interlace all 10 fingers and make a fist. Draw the fist away from you, squeeze the shoulder blades, really opening out through the shoulders. Take an inhale, lengthen up through the ceiling, to the ceiling, and as you exhale, start to hinge forward again with a flat back, lifting the fist up and over your head. One day, maybe, baby fingers will touch the floor. Really pulling the fingers towards the mat, rolling the weight into the balls of the feet, gaze in between the legs, coming down 1 more inch, and change. Heavy fist lifts you all the way back up to a standing position. Arms come out, shoulder height, bend into the right leg, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands come down by your side. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, take a big step out to the right again, slightly bigger than before maybe. Arms out, shoulder height, palms face down. Turn your right foot out to the mirror. Left toes in at a 45-degree angle. Bend into your right knee now. Knee is over ankle. You should be able to see your first toe, second toe in the mirror. Draw your body back slightly with your left arm so that your shoulders are directly over your hips. Inhale, reach out towards the mirror. Exhale, windmill the arms, flip the palms. Left arm, right arm down, left arm up. Right elbow coming to the inside of the right knee. Left arm stretching up to 12 o'clock. Imagine you've got a rope between your palms, you're pulling it in 2 opposite directions. Stretching down, stretching up. We're not leaning on the floor with that hand. Draw your left shoulder back, right shoulder under slightly. And change. Left arm pulls you up. Straighten through the right leg, turn the feet out. Left toes turn out towards the back room. Right toes turn in at a 45-degree angle now. Same setup as before, arms stay straight and strong. Bend into that left knee now, come down, bounce down a couple of times if you need to get comfortable into the hips. Now draw yourself back slightly so that your shoulders are over your hips. Knee is over ankle, you should be able to see your first toe, second toe in the mirror. Take an inhale and start to reach over that left leg. Flip the palms, windmill the arms, left arm down, right arm up. Left elbow coming no higher or lower than the knee. Gazing up towards the right hand if the neck allows. Stretching that right hand straight up towards 12 o'clock. Draw your right shoulder back, left shoulder under, and change. Right arm pulls you straight back up. Straighten out that leg, turn the feet out to the side of the room. Bend into the right leg, arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands come down by your side. Just take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, take a slight slightly shorter step out to the right now, maybe one leg's distance. Aiming for straight legs here. Turn your right toes out, left toes in at a 45 degree. Have heel to heel or heel to back instep. Take an inhale, start to reach over that right leg. Really kicking the left hip back. When you don't think you can reach anymore, reach one more inch. Then flip the palms, windmill the arms. Right arm down, left arm up. Right hand rests onto the calf, knee or shin. Reach the left arm straight up at 12 o'clock. Aiming to square yourself to the side root now. Really lifting up with that left hand, stretching down with the right hand. And change. Left arm pulls you all the way back up. Bring your hands onto your hips now. Turn to face the front of the room and walk your left foot over across and in slightly so that you can square your hips to the front mirror. Right hand comes into the base of your spine. Inhale your left hand straight up and in the air. Take an inhale, reach to the ceiling, and as you exhale, start to hinge forward from the hips, coming down with a flat back. When you come to a flat back, release the back of the left hand to the outside of the right shin. Take an inhale, lengthen the crown to the mirror, and as you exhale, start to twist your body round towards the right. Aiming to stack two shoulders on top of each other. Leave lower body stays static and still. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, can you twist round deeper? Releasing the right arm straight up in the air if both shoulders are stacked. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist round deeper. And change. Hands come onto your hips now. Micro bend the front knee. Slowly hinge up to a standing position. Turn out to the side. We're going to go on the other side. Left toes turn out now. Right toes turn in a 45-degree angle. Heel to heel or heel to back instep. Turn your hips to the side of the room. Arms come out, shoulder height. Make sure you've got a wide enough stance where we've stepped in on the last pose. Take an inhale, reach towards the back of the room. Really kick that right hip back. Can't go any further, reach one more inch, then flip the palms, windmill the arms. Left arm down, right arm up. Really squaring the body to the side of the room. Stretching the left hand down, right hand up. Pulling in two equal opposite directions. Inhale and exhale. And change. Right arm prods you all the way back up. Arms come out, shoulder height. Bring your hands onto your hips now and turn your toes towards the back of the room. Bring your right foot over across and outside so you can square your hips to the back of the room. The left hand comes into the base of your spine now. Inhale the right arm high up and in the air. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, coming down with a flat back. Stopping halfway, then releasing the back of the right hand to the outside of the left shin, wherever it will fall. It's not about how low it goes. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to twist out to the left. Each inhale and exhale, twist you round deeper. Releasing the left arm up to the ceiling if that's there for you. Keeping both hips level and square. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, start to twist round deeper. And change. Come back round centre, hands come on the hips. Slight bend in the front leg. Slowly start to hinge up with a flat back. Coming up to standing position. Turn out to the side of the room. Bend into the right leg. Feet together, arms up overhead. Close the pose. Arms down by your side. Take a deep breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take a quarter turn back to the front. We've got one more pose and then we're down on the floor. We're just going to do tree today. Take your attention to your left leg. Contract the thigh, pull up the knee. Pull up the kneecap. Make sure that all 5 toes and all 4 corners of the feet are pressing firmly into the mat. Bring your hands onto the hips. Turn your right foot out. Place your heel onto your ankle joint. Stay here if balance is an issue or you're working on balance. Ready to go deeper, then take it to the calf or the inside of your thigh. Never the knee joint. Anywhere, we just want to balance on one leg. Bring one hand into prayer now, then the other hand into prayer. Inhale, start to lift the palms up towards the ceiling. Flip the palms, interlace the fingers, and press the interlaced fingers up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Really squeeze the elbows in towards the ears. Can you draw navel to spine, stop the ribs from flaring out. Focus at one point in the front mirror. And change. Come back round, come back through centre. Knee comes to centre, feet step by the side, arms down by your side. Take a breath here, inhale and exhale. Take your focus to your right leg now. Right leg is straight and strong. Hands come onto your hips. Turn your left leg out. Heel comes onto the ankle. Put your foot where you had it last time. We don't want to have a wonky tree. We want to be nice and even and balanced. Bring one hand into prayer and then the other hand into prayer. Take an inhale, start to lift the fingers up towards the ceiling now. Interlace the fingers and flip the palm the wonky way. This is the one that won't feel right. Challenges the brain. Reach up towards the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears. Draw the floating ribs in. Navel to spine. Hips are level. And change. Palms come back through heart centre. Release the neck to centre. Feet step side by side. Arms down by your side. Just take one final breath here in mountain pose. Last bit of standing sequence. Really nice. Take a sip of water and we're going to come down to the floor. When we're on the floor, our reset button for the seated series is staff pose. Legs are out in front of us, soft bend in the knee if you feel your spine rounded. Hands come either side of your feet, your hips. Feet are flexed in towards your face, crown of the head lifts and lengthens up towards the ceiling. Take a breath here in our reset button. Bend your knees up the mat now, feet flex in towards your face. Inhale, reach your arms up, identify two-piece fingers and your thumbs. Take an inhale and as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips, wrapping the fingers around the toes, thumbs come on top. Sandwich your belly to your thighs here. We want to keep that belly to thigh connection. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to kick the feet forward towards the mirror, keeping the tummy to thigh connection. Elbows pressing down either side of your calves, really pulling back on the toes. Collarbones are lengthened towards the front of the room. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, can you go a little bit deeper? It's not about having straight legs here, it's about having a straight spine. We want to keep that tummy to thigh connection. Inhale one more time, and exhale. And change. Release the fingers, arms come up overhead, arms come down by your side, reset in staff pose. Hands come behind you now, 30 centimetres, fingertips point towards the buttocks. Fingers are spread wide. Walk your feet up the mat now, stepping your feet at hip width distance apart. Feet are parallel to the edges of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest here. Any back, shoulder or wrist injuries, then stay here, just lift and lengthen. Ready to go deeper, take an inhale, start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, coming into a reverse tabletop position. Pressing the hands and feet firmly into the mat, squeezing the buttocks, drawing navel to spine, gazes towards the ceiling, neck is relaxed. Lift up one more inch and change. Come back down, hips to the floor, legs out in front of us, feet are flexed, arms down by your side. Take a breath here. Left leg comes out to the edge of your mat now. Take your right foot and place the sole of the foot into the inside of your left thigh. Bend up your left leg, knee tracks towards the ceiling, toes flexing towards your face. Inhale, arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, make a basket with your hands. Nice tight grip. Round down now and interlace all 10 fingers underneath the ball of the foot, placing your forehead firmly on the knee. It's called forehead to knee, seated forehead to knee pose. So the aim is to keep our forehead onto the knee. Slowly start to kick the left leg into the hand now, keeping that forehead to knee connection. Throat choking sensation. Really squeeze the right thigh and calf together. Pulling on the foot. Drawing the baby side toe of the foot in. Drop your right shoulder down, left shoulder up slightly. Forehead to knee. And change. Arms come up overhead. Keep the fingers here. And swap out the legs. Right leg goes out, left leg comes in. Bend up the right knee. Flex the foot towards your face. Turn your body over your leg. Round down now and place your forehead onto your knee. Interlace the fingers under the ball of the foot. Take an inhale and start to kick the right foot away from you towards the mirror. Kicking the foot away and pulling back with the hands. Keeping that forehead to knee connection. Inhale and exhale here. Drop your left shoulder down now slightly, right shoulder up. Throat choking sensation. Drawing your navel to your spine. Kicking that foot away. And change. Lift the arms up overhead. Legs come out in front of you. Arms come down by your side. Reset. And staff pose. Walk your hands back behind you now, 30 centimetres. I'm going to talk you through a straight leg tabletop stair. If you want to take the bent leg version that we just did, that's perfectly fine with me. Otherwise, we're going to point our toes towards the floor, zipping up the legs like we've got one mermaid's tail, squeezing all points of our legs together, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. Stay here if this is enough for you. Otherwise, we're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, aiming to look like a door wedge shape from the side, pressing the mat away with the hands, relaxing the neck back, gazing towards the ceiling, lift up higher, squeeze the bum, and change. Really nice. Hips to the floor, arms come down by your side. Left leg stays out in front of you, straight and strong. Flex the foot in towards the face. Bend up the right knee and stamp it on the floor. There's a 1 fist distance between foot and thigh. Take your left arm and wrap it around your right knee. Right hand comes behind you like a little kickstand. We're not going to lean on the hand, we're going to use it to lift and lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, start to twist out to the right. Imagine your spine's like a spiral staircase. Inhale into lengthen, exhale into twist. Twisting from the lower, the middle, the upper spine. Aiming to square the shoulders to the side of the room. Shifting the gaze to look to the back of the room as shoulders to square. And change. Come back round to centre. Switch out the legs. Right leg out, left leg in. Make sure there's that fist width distance between foot and thigh. Right foot is flexing towards the face. Hug your right arm around your left knee, knees tracking up towards the ceiling. Left arm comes behind you to the base of your spine. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, start to twist round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. We're corkscrewing the whole spine here, moving from the lower, the middle, the upper. Inhale, crown of the head reaches to the ceiling. Exhale, twist round deeper. Shoulders are squared, start to shift the gaze towards the back of the room, coming into the full expression of the pose. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and change. Come back round centre, legs come out in front of you, take a breath here. Bring your hands behind your knees now, walk your toes up the mat, coming onto the tip toes, rocking back onto the seat bones, bony bit of the seat bones. Lift your toes an inch off the mat. Stay here if you're working on core strength. Ready to go a bit further, and start to lift the shins up parallel with the floor. Lifting the chest up, pressing the collarbones forwards, really sitting up tall. Ready for more, bring one arm out, then the other arm out. 2 palms face each other. Arms are straight and strong. We're holding up a heavy tray of drinks. Don't let the legs fall. Toes are no higher than the eye line. Inhale, sit up tall, looking like a tight V from the side. And change, feet to the floor, wrap the arms around the legs, place the forehead on the knee, and just breathe here for a second. We're going to go for a second set. Walk the toes up the mat, come back to where you left off. Option to go slightly deeper here. Arms come out facing each other, holding up the big heavy tray of drinks. We don't want to drop it. Really squeeze tummy and chest, thighs and chest together, lifting the collarbones forward. Crown of the head reaching to the top of the room. Hamstrings allowed, start to straighten out the legs. Toes coming no higher than the eye line. If you feel yourself rocking back, your boat is sinking. We don't want that. Squeeze your thighs and chest together. For 3, 2, 1. Change. Feet hit the floor. Arms wrap around the legs. Take a deep breath in. Just let it all go. Cross over the ankles now. Palms plant into the mat. Shoulder width apart, coming into that tabletop position. Step your right leg back and then your left leg back, coming into a strong plank. Really pressing the heels to the back of the mat, pushing them out over the hands, releasing the dip between the shoulder blades. If the bum is higher than the shoulders and start to drop it, we're looking like a door wedge from the side. Drop your right knee directly underneath your right hip. Turn on the outside edge of the left foot. Right hand underneath the shoulder, lift your left arm straight up high in the air, pressing the body to the side of the room. We're coming into side plank. Balance isn't great, then start to kick the right leg out like a kickstand. Really reaching up with that left hand. Bring your right shoulder back, left shoulder under. Pressing down and lifting up. And change. Come back round through a strong plank, pressing the heels to the back of the mat, pressing the mat over the hands. Drop the left knee into the mat directly beneath the hip. Turn onto the right foot. Left hand underneath the shoulder, lift the right arm high up and in the air. Square the hips to the front of the room. Draw your left ribs under, right ribs back. Really anchor that right foot into the mat. Left hand pulling you up to 12 o'clock. Gazing up to that hand. Pressing down with the left. And change. Come back round. Coming back through into a plank pose. We're going to lower down to the mat now. So if you can't lower down in one piece, then drop the knees and come down in a half plank. We're going to draw the elbows into the waist, ribs. We're going to slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're on the floor. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders now. We're going to take a cobra. Zip the legs together and press the toes in towards the mat. Draw your navel to your spine. Imagine there's a drawing beneath it. We don't want to get pricked. Pressing your toes into the mat so firmly that your knees and thighs start to pop off of the mat. Take an inhale and start to lift the crown of the head and the chest towards the mirror. Using only spinal strength here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift up deeper. Hands, no way into the hands. Lifting up through the chest. And change. Come back out. Really nice, Terry. Left ear on the mat. Look out towards the right. Arms down by your side. Feet stay open. Eyes stay open to keep the energy circling. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Chin comes back to centre now, arms come up, back underneath your shoulders. If that was enough for your back, then just take that, or stack one fist on top of the other, and place your forehead on the mat and use that as your back bend. Ready to go further? Then we're going to take an inhale, we're going to lift the chest and head up towards the front of the room. Lifting up towards the ceiling, arms come off of the mat, legs come off of the mat now, left leg, right leg. Really point them towards the back of the room. Arms come back like aeroplane wings now. Lift up more, go up more. And change, come back down, right ear on the mat, look out towards the left, arms down by your side, feet splay open. Keep the eyes open, keep the energy circulating. We're not quite done yet. Inhale and exhale. Gaze comes back to centre now. Take either of them back bends if any back issues. Otherwise, bend up both legs and reach back and grab right foot with right hand, left foot with left hand. Really draw the knees together. The knees are going to come no wider than hip width apart. Take an inhale and start to kick the feet into the hand, lifting the chest up off of the mat, rolling onto the lower ribs and the stomach. Can we kick the feet up higher, go up higher, where the gaze goes, the body will follow, gaze up towards the front of the room, lift up more, go up more, and change. Come back down, left ear on the mat, look out towards the right, arms come down by your side. Take a breath here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Gaze comes back to centre now. Place palm on palm. Place your forehead onto your palms. Bend up your knees. Make a pillow with your palms. Just sway your legs left and right. Release any tension in the lower spine. Just a gentle movement. Just freeing off any tension that's there. Hands come under your shoulders now. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under if you're coming up as a full plank. Any wiggly worms, we're going to come up onto your knees. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, press up in one solid piece into a strong plank pose. I'm going to hold it here for 1 second. Press the heels to the back of the room. Place your knees onto the mat now. Come into a thunderbolt pose. Sitting your hips down onto your heels. Separate your feet and place your bottom in between your hips. That's fine. If you can't get your bum on the floor and you're sitting on the floor, then just lift your arms up, holding opposite elbows and just lift and lengthen through the chest. Ready to go deeper. If your bum is firmly on the floor, then place right hand on right heel, left hand on left heel, and lower yourself onto your elbows. Ready to go further, place the top of the head onto the mat and slowly start to lower all the way down into the full expression of the pose, grabbing opposite elbows across above your head. Feeling the stretch down your quads and the whole front side of the body. Chest open in pose. There could be a tiny little mouse crawling beneath your back, slight back bend here. Make sure that your heels are close in towards your hips. And change. Come out slowly the way that you went in. Hand to heel. Lift yourself up onto your elbows. Come back out. Bring your knees together. Sitting onto your heels. Take a breath here. Inhale, arms come up overhead, palms touch, cross the thumbs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward with a flat back, aiming to get forehead onto the floor before the baby fingers. We're not just hanging out here, we're really pulling the fingertips forward, lifting the wrists off of the mat. Press the seat bones onto the floor. Really push the hips down onto the mat. Reaching forward, pushing back. The aim of this pose, we're going to come back out, is we're going to keep the hips down onto the heels. So when you're ready, take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to hinge yourself up with a flat back, keeping the hips down onto the heels. Very nice. Arms come down by your side. Take a deep breath here. Coming high up onto the knees now, knees come hip width distance apart. Calves track like number 11 behind you. Bring your hands into the small of your back, baby fingers touch. Fingers are spread wide. Really pull your elbows back, squeeze them together. This is opening up the chest here. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to press the hips and thighs forward and start to trace a line across the ceiling with the gaze. Coming into camel, our deepest back bend of the series. If you're ready to go further, draw right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. Really pressing the hips and thighs forward, coming over a big beach ball. Imagine I've got helium and I'm lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. And change, hands into the lower spine, come back up, sit your hips down onto your heels. It's quite common to feel nauseous in that pose. Don't expect it, just let it pass if it happens. Just rest here for a second. And when you're ready, start to round down over your knees. Arms come out behind you towards your feet. Just take a breath in embryo pose. Reach back now and grab onto your heels from the outside. Thumbs on the outside, fingers on the inside. Fingers are so tight together that the fingertips could click. Place your forehead onto your knee now. And start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, keeping that forehead to knee connection. If your forehead to knee come disconnected, just walk your knees back up to it. There's only 10% weight into the head. Lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, rounding through the spine. This is our rounding after our deep back bend. Really lifting the hips up higher. Arms are passive here. And change, come back out. Sit the hips down onto your heels. Stay in embryo for a breath if you want. That'd be nice. Just let it all settle. Another pose that makes you feel dizzy or sick. And change. Slowly round up, one vertebrae at a time. Turn around now on your mats. Facing the back wall. Legs come out in front of you. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you need. Place opposite hands to opposite shoulders. And we're going to do our last bit of core work. So we're going to lower down to the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Take a breath, nearly done. Just a few more twists. Draw your right knee into your chest now. Interlace your fingers below the knee. Flex both feet in towards your face. Pull the knee into the armpit, avoiding the rib cage. Pull till you feel a pinch. Flexing both feet up. And now place your right toes behind your left kneecap. Left hand comes onto the knee, right arm comes out. If you've got the space, straight out in front of you, otherwise cactus up your arm. Now start to take your right leg over your body, twisting out to the left side of the room. Gaze up, left or right, wherever the neck allows. Just take an inhale here. Supine twisting. Inhale and exhale. Come back around to centre. Squeeze that knee in and out slightly. Just feeling the pinch. And now swap out the legs. Right leg out, left leg in. Interlace the fingers underneath the kneecap. Pull. Pull until you feel a pinch. Pull in towards the armpit, avoiding the rib cage. Flexing both feet in towards the face. Tuck your left toes behind your right knee now. Right hand comes onto the left knee. Slowly guide it across the body. Left arm coming out towards the side. Gaze up, left or right, wherever you have the gaze before. Whole spine twisting, stacking hip upon hip, making sure that both shoulders are anchored down into the mat. Inhale and exhale. Come back round centre. Squeeze that knee in one more time. Now loosen the grip and bring both knees in. Hug yourself together in a tight ball. Take hands, wrists, elbows, whatever you can grab. Just squeeze yourself together. Toes are flexed, toes are side, feet are side by side. Really squeeze all of your spine down into the mat, from your neck all the way to your tailbone. And change. Release the legs out, release the arms out. Coming into our final resting position. Inhale and exhale. Hands come down by your side. Feet splay open. Roll the head side to side slightly. Let it rest in the middle, finding its comfy place. Make any last minute wiggles and squiggles that your body wants to make. Eyes are closed with a soft gaze down the centre line of the body. Breath returns to a normal breathing pattern. Belly rises, belly falls. Inhales are not forced anymore, exhales are not forced. Just a natural rhythm. This is the pose where you reap all the benefits of the last 60 minutes of class. You all did really great. Release the shoulders into the mat, hips sink into the mat, legs to the ankles, they all fall into the mat. Just imagine yourself melting into the floor below you. Just let it all go. Fingers curl into the comfy place in your palm. Relax the furrow between your brow. Just breathe here. Remember to take on plenty of water, electrolytes, as you've all worked really hard throughout class. Slowly, when you're ready, roll over onto your right for a moment in embryo pose. Just rest here. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position, facing towards the mirrors. Eyes can stay closed.